Centre court full of atmosphere, plenty of outside courts, practice facilities, decent facilities for the media, and of course enough space for a lively market square. All that makes it a very special venue, the Nungambakkam Tennis Centre in Chennai. And of course, let me add a very important ingredient, some of the most knowledgeable, enthusiastic tennis fans in the country. That's why it makes it such a fabulous ATP Tour venue. I'm of course delighted to welcome you to semi-final Saturday on 2013 edition of the Aircel Chennai Open. Of course, still the quarterfinals. It was sailing along in terms of the singles draw, and then of course mayhem. And here's a quick check on why. Cilic thrown out by Bedene pair in 3, and then Tipsarevic luckily went through against the 8th seed Go Soeda, and thereafter of course Bedene, the biggest loss of the tournament. He was looking so good in that opening round of his, but Bautista Agut just too good in 3. And then of course the Rathivatana twins ensuring that there was no Indian standing in the draw. Pity, but so be it. Delighted of course to once again be in the presence of the legend Vijay Amritraj. Vijay, thanks so much for joining us. I suppose on one hand, I know it's the first tournament of the year, but what happened yesterday in the quarterfinals?
Yeah.
I mean, the top seeds were favored to go through, but some guys in just about the top 100 coming through fabulously.
Well, someone asked me at the beginning of the tournament, who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be Berdych or Tipsarevic or Cilic? And I said possibly neither one of them.
Well, I'm the one asking right now.
And the interesting thing is that, you know, there's such a close margin between the top players and the lesser players on the ATP Tour, especially in the men's singles, that these things are bound to happen, and especially in the early part of the season. But again, it still is an upset loss when someone like a Berdych loses or a Wawrinka loses. So I think you're going to see more of the guys who beat them in this coming season.
Well, Thomas Berdych against Somdev Devan was looking fabulous in that second round match. We've got a bye in the first, but Bautista Agut, I mean, there was nothing much in terms of heralding him till the quarterfinal, and then played so solid.
But you see, here's the situation. These guys have nothing to lose. They're coming up against the better guys. There we go. He's got the divine intervention there as well. So I do believe that he came out there and he played the big points well. He could have actually won in 2 sets. Berdych did very well to win the second set. And this guy came back to win the third set. But again, all credit to him. He's the one who played well. It's not that because Berdych played badly, Bautista Agut played awfully well.
New faces, new names, and hopefully new heroes as well. Why not? The first tournament of the year. Also, just a couple of moments being spent on the last Indian standing. Somdev playing along with Starkovsky, but at the net, the Rathivatana twins, I mean, they are legitimate doubles players, just so much better.
Well, they've played together a long time. They've won here in Chennai before. They know what it is to play good doubles. They combine very well, and it helps that they know each other better than most teams. And they're very quick at the net. As you see, once Somdev got stuck at the back of the court, the other guys took good net position, as you saw there, and started to close out the points very quickly.
I think it's an unfair advantage. The ATP lot to look onto it. Twins. They know everything about each other.
So that rules you and I out.
Well, you know, long lost
close.
twins. All right, let's take a quick look at our semi-final Saturday. Of course, many surprises in the singles draw, but good to see these new faces. Now, Bedene takes on Tipsarevic. That could be tough because Tipsarevic plays very well here in Chennai. He's a top 10 player. It's going to be tough for Bedene. And then, of course, Bautista Agut against Bedene pair. Which do you think could be the match of the day?
I think possibly the second one. I think more they have an opportunity to get to an ATP Tour event final for the first time, so there's going to be a lot of pressure. I'm not quite sure they're both going to play exceedingly good tennis, because when you have the nerves, that gives you an opportunity to get into the final for the first time. Things start to slow down a little bit, and perhaps in the first semi-final in quite a while. So it's going to be interesting to see, but at this stage in the tournament, obviously we have to bank on Tipsarevic winning it.
Well, he'll be glad to hear that.
Hard to say, hard to say.
Well, thanks so much, Vijay, for joining us. And let's, after a short break, pick up our first match where the youngster, Bedene, who now lives in London, will be taking on Janko Tipsarevic, who, of course, lost in the final here last year. He'll be hoping to take the crown this year, but we will see. Thanks for joining us. Look forward to your company after this very short break.
Welcome to the Aircel Chennai Open semi-final day here at the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium. Tipsarevic walking on court there first. And the Slovenian opponent for the first time in the semi-finals here. Wonderful effort by the youngster. And in comment position, a good man, Charu Sharma, and myself, Vijay Amritraj, and we are watching this match centre court at the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium.
Good evening, Vijay. Looks like just a kid, doesn't he? Alias Bedene. He's actually 23 or so. Tipsarevic, much more experienced, but great to see new names. And he's a wonderful young man, Bedene. And we do hope that he can showcase the skills he showed against Wawrinka on the outside court.
Now, have you done any research on the guy? Because I certainly haven't.
No, I've been a busy man. I've done my homework here.
Okay.
So he's from Ljubljana in Slovenia, and of course now lives in London. So he's very up with his English and everything else. And you know, he's got a twin who hits with him and travels with him, manages him. They get along very well, which is understandable, being twins. But they've got a lovely sort of flow, and you know, lots of. He has a sense of humor, a slight smile on his face all the time, which Tipsarevic may not. A very serious kind of player.
Probably come from being half British now, living in London. He looks a little like Tim Henman from a distance.
Yeah, it does, doesn't he? Very slight young man. He's about 6 foot, but just about 158 or so pounds. And of course, motors. See what I mean about the smile? He's happy.
Easy smile.
True. And of course, you know, I dare say so does his brother. But you know, they look so alike. They are virtually identical twins. That it's wonderful to be around them.
So like the Rati Watts, I should say.
Yeah, that's a difficult one to pick who's where.
Compartment on shot. Rati Watts. They're called the Rati Watt brothers.
There he is.
Oh,
twin.
Oh my goodness, he does look alike, doesn't he?
They got the same hairdo as well to confuse us.
I'm glad he's not wearing a white shirt. He could have jumped off court after the first set, gone to the restroom, come back. The other guy could have come back.
We won't be wiser.
Okay, so Tipsarevic here, as we enter the last four of the Aircel Chennai Open this year, becomes the odds-on favourite for the tournament, but then looks what's happened to the other three favourites.
Yeah, he's such a hard worker. Of course, so did Tomas Berdych. Worked really hard yesterday. Unfortunately, lost in 3. Cilic, also a hard worker, started out slow. But here's the man, 5'11", not the tallest, but pretty ideal height in terms of the athleticism that goes along with it. Second year in the top 10, continues to be number 9. Has gone up to number 8 in a wonderful all-court game. No real weakness. Works so hard at his fitness, and has a couple of really nice wins over the top 10, but just something holding him back from the top 5.
Well, he said to you in the opening day interview, if I'm not mistaken, he'd like to go one step further than he did last year. And that is actually to win the tournament, so he's on track.
Well, after what happened yesterday, he must have a few thoughts in his mind saying, what are these kids up to? And of course, this is the first tournament of the year, so sometimes it's a sluggish start. That's how he's gotten to the semi-final. Gosoera in the quarters, and earlier Edouard Roger Vasselin also pretty easily. 6-2, 6-3, of course, had a bye in the opening round. So Tipsarevic pretty easy so far. Not that the scoreline tells everything. He had it pretty rough against Soeda. It's very smooth ground strokes. The 8th seed. They met in the semis last year here, this year in the quarters.
Yes, there he is from Ljubljana in Slovenia. Alias Bedene, ranked 86. So he was straight into the field, of course. Turned pro in 2008. His best ranking has been 79. 6 foot in height, age 23, 72 kilograms in weight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Much better day today. Few clouds making the temperature far more bearable. Otherwise, another fine.
So this is the way he has gotten to the semi-final over Sousa in the first round, 6-3, 6-2. Robin Haase, that was a good performance there, 7-5, 6-3. And then an incredible 2-set win over Stan Wawrinka, 6-2, 7-6. So he hasn't lost a set either in getting to the semi-final. So he's really playing his first match on centre court against Bedene. All families here which is what I really like about the Chennai Open. You get parents bringing their kids along, mothers, grandmothers, grandparents, parents, brothers, sisters, everyone are here, which is always fun for the entire family to be able to come to this event. So the crowd's slowly trickling in for this first semi-final. And here's the man. The pressure is on him now to carry the flag of all the seeds. Yanko Tipsarevic. The question is he relieved that the 3 seeds are out, Wawrinka, Cilic and Berdych, or does he fear the unknown? It's always the guy on the left. It's Dirk. He's a coach. He's been around a long time. There's Dirk. He puts together quite a few players in the off-season to have a good practice session for about 2 to 3 weeks. Picks a city. Sometimes it's in Kenya, sometimes in Thailand, sometimes in the Middle East. And there is, of course, one of our sponsors, the Volvo, known for its luxury and safety. But saying earlier that a lot of these players get to go off for 2 or 3 weeks to some warmer places to be able to practice and work out with other players. 8 or 10 players get together and put together a practice fortnight. So there we go, all getting set for this first semi-final. And yeah, Dirk is his coach. I didn't realize that you know, the German guy used to coach Rainer Schuttler for quite a while. If you remember, Rainer was a regular performer here at the Chennai Open.
Yeah, players change, but Dirk doesn't. He's always...
That's a good one. It's true.
1 minute. Give it here. Give it there.
A lot of flavor here at the Aircel Chennai Open. It is a wonderful Saturday.
That must be a troop from somewhere, isn't it? That group?
Yeah, looked a little mixed though, but looked like they all knew each other. So I suppose they've come from the same destination. There we go again. Yeah, a little mixed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting. They're all. It seems like they might be from a
institution,
from a group of some kind.
Company, perhaps colleagues.
There we go, taking pictures. I'm sure this is their first visit to the Chennai Open, unless they are passing through as tourists.
Well, they're in a good spot in, let Vijay say it, in what, Tamil Nadu? Come on.
Enchanting Tamil Nadu.
There we go. And they look enchanted.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of visitors, actually, a lot of tourists here today for the semi-final.
Well, I just noticed outside that even though, of course, by this time the sun goes over the western wall of the centre court, and therefore there's, you know, the sun is not direct. But there are clouds about today, and I did read in the papers that there's a little bit of rain activity south of Chennai on the coast. Let's hope that doesn't filter up north to Chennai. So far so good, but of course the presence of the clouds does ensure just better temperatures. I think the players will be grateful. And however, of course, the humidity might rise. So let's just take a quick look. It may not be evident on television, but that's just a smattering of clouds. There's actually much more, and we can see, and we're all set for our first semi-final. Tipsarevic, finalist here last year, looking to get in the final again and maybe take the title.
15 laps.
And with Alyaj Bedene playing his first ever tour semi-final, you can expect some nerves. Also centre court, he wouldn't be too used to that. Oh yes, clever. Tipsarevic could have put that away anywhere, but went straight back to Bedene. Who then made the most of it with that very clever lob. If Tipsarevic is anything, he's a game trier, never gives up, does a lot of running, he's got a great pair of legs on him. 5'11". But he's up against a youngster who also can motor across the court. They haven't really gotten to a scrap yet. No long rallies to begin with. Sign of what's to come. Almost like machines, these two out there with the backhand cross court. And eventually Bedene with the forehand error. Just made to scamper a bit as Tipsarevic upped the speed on that backhand up the line. 23 shots, and I think that's only going to be average for what this match ought to bring us. An ace down the middle. Only 184, but caught the line. And Tipsarevic holds the opening game in the semi-final. Alyaz Bedene, despite being a slight young man, although he's about 6 foot, an inch taller than Tipsarevic, does have a pretty decent serve. And, we'll get a glimpse of that in under a minute. Now based in London, perhaps we can safely say the capital of the world in many ways. Such a melting pot, all nationalities from around the world, and of course a great place otherwise too. So good choice there, Alyaz, to live in London. Good change-up by Alyaz. Now there's a thinking player for you. Didn't want to get involved with another backhand cross-court battle with Tipsarevic. Chose to slice twice in a row, matter of fact. And turned out with the right strategy. Tipsarevic, too much angle. Some good defending by Tipsarevic, but ultimately Bedene too good. That should serve as a warning for Tipsarevic. Very deep, just about catching the line. Could have gone anywhere. Hooked it across. Look at the speed of that winner, 153. He can hit the ball. Clever. Going behind Tipsarevic.
Coffee line.
And the serves only the mid-180s. It's cleverly directed. Promising an easier hold than the second seed. Reacted a little late. Bedene. Well, one can imagine what's going through the mind of the Slovenian, playing his first ever semi-final out on centre court, ATP Tour event. Well played so far. A little casual by Tipsarevic, and Aliaj levels at 1-all without much fuss in his opening service game. He has already shown signs that he's not unidimensional. That lob and a couple of slices indicating that he's prepared to change it up. Oh, brilliant. Giving Tipsarevic the run around.
Love 15.
To the point where Tipsarevic actually just gave up. Very well placed, deep. And of course, making that difficult up the line backhand shot with such ease. Wonderful position, great rhythm, good speed on that ground stroke. Some level of responsibility on Tipsarevic from the tournament side. Of course, it's an individual sport, so he must surely have thoughts of getting to the final again. Just overhit that a bit. Aliaj had the right thought.
Just wide, but he's got very nice, crisp strokes off both flanks. Bedene.
Well, things change, but from early indication, this is going to be quite a scrap. Tipsarevic gives that a look. No challenge.
Very nice striking of the ball from Bedene.
Good defense earlier in that point, running to his forehand and then change it up with a slice. That's worked for him in the past, worked again.
Game, Tipsarevic.
Just over the baseline, that high ball from Tipsarevic, causing the error there from Bedene. It's on serve, 2-1, first set.
Just speed up a little bit. You're just very close to the 25. That's flat.
Some call? Come on, let's listen.
Go back to the 70s for that.
No,
The point is when you have balls on one side and then towels on the other, then this is a waste of time.
Time.
Welcome back to the first semi-final here at the Aircel Chennai Open 2013. Charo and I watching this match at Centre Court in the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium. And oh, nice hat. A mix of Crocodile Dundee and I don't know. They've got Mary Poppins hats on. A lot of visitors here today, which is wonderful to see.
15
Good
love.
serve.
Well, that truly at 194 didn't seem to be that quick, but wonderfully angled. First ace by Bedene. I suppose you could argue that he was in position. It was always going to be a difficult shot to make. Tipsarevic already muttering to himself, no doubt repeating some instructions in his head. Big favourite here, Tipsarevic. As in not the match, which is, I suppose, he is certainly favoured, but as a crowd favourite, he's been here many years. Got a nice personality, might be very serious on court. But off court.
Next, serve.
Ooh.
Questioning the left
Machine
there.
beep, Blal. The machine beep. Then when it beep, I have to call left.
Bedene was indicating that how could the machine possibly have beeped well over the net? It's strange are the ways of men and machines.
Got a bit lower and lower in the course of that rally, the two-hander from Bedene. So, under the gun a little bit here. 1-2, 30 all. Now it's over the baseline. So two backhand errors there from Bedene gives Tipsarevic a chance to break.
Was a good strong return.
He's so focused, isn't he? Ooh. Nice cross-court there from Bedene. Save break point. This one here, he got a good angle on it. With it full stretch, Tipsarevic couldn't clear the net.
Advantage, Bedene.
Like I said, he does have a decent serve. I suppose almost everybody in the top 100 now does.
Well, most of them are 6'5", and you know, in the racket extension, that gives you another couple of feet, right? All of them is probably playing like on a ping pong table.
Well set up, aggressive, went for all the right shots, great choice, shot making, and hasn't that paid off?
Look at this point again here. He lines up nicely for this one and then waits for Tipsarevic to commit and then goes up the line. So having saved a break point, 17 minutes into this match, 2 games all, first set. Interesting how much pace he generates, Tipsarevic, with a shorter backswing on that forehand. You see him move forward with this short ball and then not a whole lot of backswing there.
Well, you mentioned 6'5", but also in terrific condition, most of these players.
Actually, the weather here has been spectacular in the evenings for these matches, and perhaps a touch humid sometimes, but there is a light sea breeze that comes in. Good serving.
And Tipsarevic, in better conditioning than most, works really hard on his athleticism. That's the way. So we're on serve in the opening set. Aliaj Bedene will come back to try and level a 3-all.
You mean the changeover time? Don't give me a hard time for this. Can you get the plastic here? Thank you. Yes. Yes, please. Thank you. Perfectly on time. Time.
Welcome back. A beautiful evening here in enchanting Tamil Nadu. Chennai, the capital, the host city for the Aircel Chennai Open.
Vijay, well, I suppose we'll take a quick look at what's happened so far. Most of the winners coming on the deuce court.
Well, a little bit more in the backhand corner of Tipsarevic is where he's been rallying, and the winners coming into the forehand corner, the with the door open. So Bedene serving at 2-3, first set.
Thank you. Thank you. Players are ready. Thank you.
A little bit of movement. Such are centre court problems, Mr. Bedene.
That is a glorious return from Tipsarevic. This is the one that clearly did the damage. Look at that, the way he gets that close to the line. Forces the man from Slovenia into the corner with the defensive return.
Well, as the match progresses, Vijay, what would be the top 5 spots to visit in Tamil Nadu, since you do keep talking about enchanting Tamil Nadu? All right, top 3 then.
Well done, taking a chance there. But I think if you're in the city, I mean, there's so much to see around Tamil Nadu, because you can go to Madurai and Trichy and Coimbatore.
Oh, there you are. So Madurai, Trichy, Coimbatore.
Yeah, but those are cities that you can obviously visit and go all the way down to Kanyakumari. But I think the important ones to perhaps go out here, especially for foreigners who visit our city, is to go down to Mahabalipuram and see the one pagoda that's still there, and all that's turned into such a wonderful tourist attraction. And of course, the incredible culture and the temples that you have across the state is quite spectacular. He had it lined up.
Yeah, those who are interested in doing the temple trail, Tamil Nadu certainly boasts of a fabulous temple trail. And apart from the sea, the beaches, going all the way down to Kanyakumari, there's also the hills of the south. There's Ooty, there's Kodai, wonderful places to visit.
Yep.
Spend time, wonderful weather.
Kanyakumari, as you know, is the meeting of the 3 oceans, which are all vividly different colors as well. Quite a sight. Actually, I like the way Bedene moves. Light feet, gets around very nicely. Not much of an effort.
True, he glides and he's at the ball before you can blink an eye. Always in good position. Seems to have a clever tennis mind. Knows more than a few other players when exactly to go for the big shot or for the change-up. I just hope that the Chennai Open for him, the Aircel Chennai Open, is not a flash in the pan. He's broken into the top 100, and hopefully there are better things ahead for him. Went for broke. Tipsarevic just missed, but once again that was an exhibition of the footwork of Aliaj Bedene. Tiny steps, setting himself up in good positions. Perhaps we can notice that as we go along in this semi-final. Keeps skipping around and gets into perfect position when playing the shot.
Game Bedene.
Good serve and a good hold. Leveling it at 3-all. Not too much to choose between these two, even though Tipsarevic has been in the top 10 2 years in a row now. But Bedene certainly holding his own for the moment.
So one more game before they change balls. 3-all. Well done.
Lovely.
Bedene staying firm with those flat backhand rallies. And eventually Tipsarevic with the error. I tell you, he doesn't have much roll on that backhand side. It's quite flat, I should say.
Well, that previous rally got into a bit of a bragging right. All of a sudden it started getting heavier and heavier, the hitting. Brilliant. At the scamper for the return earlier on.
Take a look at this. It comes in well, Tipsarevic, but I tell you, there seemed to be a lot of room, a lot of space, and a lot of time for Bedene to make the pass.
The man whom Bedene beat yesterday, our fourth seed and winner here in the past, Stan Wawrinka, is still around the doubles draw, which is good to see.
Fourth match, isn't he?
It's going to be a little late.
Ran in the right direction, Bedene. But it was a good serve from Tipsarevic that set him up.
Well, I got news for Stan. His match may begin past 11 o'clock. It's a little early for you.
He was playing from the baseline there, Bedene, moving forward, being aggressive, and taking the initiative on that 30-all point. So after a solid game here, this man from Slovenia, living in London, had a chance to break.
The Rathiwatanas playing the third match today. Shame from Bedene's point of view. It was a solid serve down the middle at 191. Tipsarevic, we've said before, is a fighter. Gives 100% on court every single time, is known for that.
Advantage, Tipsarevic.
Well, Bedene had a nice clear look at that backhand cross-court pass. Hit the tape.
I tell you, it'll be really interesting if at one set all, this kid runs off court to the restroom and the other kid puts on a white shirt, comes right back.
Nobody's going to be the wiser, I can show you. They're very, very identical.
So he had a chance there, Bedene, but Tipsarevic hangs on. When we come back, it'll be Bedene serving at 4-3, 3-4 rather, with new balls.
Time.
Some fine tennis here in the first semi-final. Both players having a little bit of a hiccup on the respective service games, but still managing to hold. Charo now watching this first semi-final. Bedene hanging tough with his highly ranked opponent, ranked 9th in the world, Tipsarevic. There he is, showing the new ball. Serving a 3-4 first set.
Net. Second serve. Love 15.
You know, at this stage in this set, the first couple of points become so vital to hold serve. And this is where the top players make such a push at the opponent.
Benoit pair on the right. We've seen the next singles. Oh, shame. It was a good serve. But Tipsarevic, as Vijay just said, worked hard at returning it. And Bedene, with an unforced error, is trying to finish the point too soon. A real test of character now.
Mr. Bedene challenging the
I
court
was
on
about
the
to
left
say,
sideline.
that ball from Tipsarevic certainly looked wide to me.
It was dipping rather swiftly, but yes, well out. And Bedene was right there. So was the chair umpire, by the way. He did not overrule.
Call is overturned.
It was right under his nose. There's really been some questionable officiating this week, I have to say. In more ways than one. Scheduling and officiating. Both very questionable. As Bedene comes up with a fine service. Love 30 to 30 all.
Nothing questionable about that, sir. 193 out wide. Yeah, I believe there are some new ATP rules which are being enforced or amended in 2013. For instance, the time warnings to the server sometimes don't make too much sense.
40-30.
I think it was yesterday that Thomas Bedene was serving, and he was virtually tossing the ball up when he was given a time warning. And when he came and sat at the bench later on, he was telling the chair umpire, "Listen, I'm here to play. I'm here to play the game. I'm focusing on the game. I'm about to toss the ball up. You're giving me a time warning. I mean, it's not that I'm languishing around in some corner, you know, wasting time. I mean, I'm here to play. We're all here to play."
The rules of tennis are very clear. You know, play needs to be continuous. You can tell when someone is stalling or someone is taking extra time on purpose and so on. I mean, if Djokovic is going to bounce the ball down 16 times, you're not going to stop him in the middle of the ball bounce and give him a time warning. He starts again, that's another 16 times.
And at that point, of course, Bedene was yeah, at that point, let me complete that. Bedene was docked the first serve. And so 5 seconds after, you know, he had tossed the ball again and served the second serve. And he's saying, well, come on.
You want to turn it now?
Incredible.
Mr. Tipsarevic is challenging the call on the left baseline.
Oh dear.
Ball was called out.
Queste luci che vanno e vengono, hai visto come fanno?
Couldn't be challenging the ball that went long, because it was very long. I'm not so sure what was going through Tipsarevic's mind.
Oh, just caught the line.
15 all. Mr. Tipsarevic has 2 challenges remaining.
That certainly was a brave off forehand from Janko Tipsarevic. Try to generate a bit more pace there and that two-hander. So another mini chance for this man. 23 years of age.
He lost a big opportunity the previous service game of Tipsarevic. He had a break point. But that should have given him a lot of confidence, a lot of heart, knowing that he can possibly do it again, or do it in the next opportunity, create more opportunities, that is.
Nice playing by Bedene. Is doing some really good stuff with his forehand here at a crucial stage in this first set. Taking the ball early, directing traffic, and then knocking off the winner after Tipsarevic makes his commitment.
Well, he's a confident young man, isn't he?
Absolutely.
You know, major signs of nerves. Playing his first tour semi-final, you'd expect to be a little shaky, but he's in flowing, fluid form.
Oh dear.
Two
Two break points. Late call, called wide this service. And Tipsarevic is challenging the call. Oh.
Well, it's a little rough on linesman. I mean, that kind of a call, you know, it looks so out when you see it with the naked eye. But good for Tipsarevic.
Well,
saves one.
A good friend in the chair, still looking down at the same spot. Oh, that is an expensive error from Bedene. Pity for him.
I must say, also not showing too many signs of frustration right now, Bedene. He has the right to be frustrated, giving those, or not utilizing those break points.
Oh, he's got a lovely forehand. Oh, I say, absolutely delightful tennis from Bedene, and he will really be pleased with himself after this marvelous point, best point of the match so far. And then he pulls the winner very close to the line.
But safely in. Quite the point of the match so far. He had an opportunity earlier on to close it out. Couldn't do too much with the lob either.
He just got a warning. Now Tipsarevic, he was right in the middle of his swing, just as you were saying about Berdych.
Well, there we go.
Now it's the second serve now. No, maybe not. Maybe not. It's the first serve. It's actually...
It was a warning this time.
Yes, it was.
On the far sideline.
He's challenging this call, but I think it was wide, this service. The wide serve, yes.
Well, it's just... mentally, it throws you off, doesn't it? When you're about to serve, you get a warning. Big second.
Got the break.
Game, Bedene.
I am sure Tipsarevic is going to have a couple of words to the umpire.
Bedene leads 5 games to 4.
5 games to 4, first set.
There's one challenge remaining.
Can you take this back, please?
What did he say? That's true.
Time.
Welcome back. This match has taken on some incredible tennis in the closing stages of that 9th game, especially coming from the young man Bedene of Slovenia, now serving for the first set. 5-4 against Tipsarevic.
Well, he threatened in the 7th game, had a break point, couldn't convert. The 9th he finally did. What a moment for the youngster. Centre court, Aircel Chennai Open, a chance to take the opening set.
15 left.
And what a way to start. Just incredible to see waves and waves of youngsters coming through in professional tennis every season. Last season, matter of fact, I was reading a stat. Again, quite brilliant, set up by a wonderful serve. Reading a stat where there was only one. There's a challenge again, so let's wait for this.
Was collapsed.
It was long, well long.
30 left. Mr. Tipsarevic has no more challenge remaining.
Oh, well, Tipsarevic running out of challenges in the opening set, but there's no point taking them home.
Good service game here from Bedene, and after 43 minutes he has 3 set points for the first set.
Let me quickly complete that thought. Only one new winner on the tour last year, so that is likely to change. Brilliant. The twain approves, so does the stadium here. Centre court, Aircel Chennai Open. Alias Bedene, an outsider, just breaking to the top 100 in late 2012, takes the opening set against the second seed, 6-4.
Can we stop swap side? Like,
Oh yeah. Brian Baker created history last year. In Mexico, he's a new player in history. Brown. Futures, Challenger, 50, 500,000 of the rest. Brown. In every one. No, the back league's 300 here. Over 1,000 in the rest. Interesting, to have a better name player final. Welcome back. You're watching the first semi-final live, the Aircel Chennai Open 2013. Charu and I at centre court here at the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium. Alas, Bedene wins the first set 6-4 in 45 minutes.
Vijay, I have another question for you. For quite a few days, matter of fact, but I've been discreet. I haven't asked, but I might as well now. Why, with such a wonderful The chair umpire trying to say something?
Give
No.
down the ball. Give.
Yeah. With such a wonderful tradition, heritage of tennis in India, I mean, not to go too far back, the Krishnans, the Amrit Rajas, then of course Leander, Maheshan, players coming through the system. Why do we have only one ATP level tournament, that only a 250? And even the challengers are drying up, and have dried up. What's with the lack of major tournaments in such a big country? We're all set to talk about it.
Well done. As soon as that left leg came up, you know the pace was going to increase. But two things comes to mind. I think it took me a long time as president of the ATP and working closely with IMG to bring this event to India way back when. And we've had it, of course, for 18 years, as you know. First year in Delhi and then 17 years here in Chennai. But again, two things. One, of course, is the calendar. The calendar is completely full at this point in time, so it's hard to get an event. So someone would have to sell for someone to buy and then move it to India. But if you buy a tournament, it has to come from the same continent.
Well, there was that tournament in Mumbai that started out and sadly didn't last more than, what, 2 or 3 years?
It was leased, and obviously that's fine too. And well played. And of course, the other issue is facilities. There are only 4 cities you can play this tournament, which is Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad and Delhi, because of the stadiums. And Bangalore has had the World Doubles as well as the WTA event. Hyderabad has had one lower grade WTA event, which Sania won many years ago. And Delhi has had this what is now the Chennai Open, the very first year. But there is potential to have another tournament here. The calendar is full and the money needs to be raised.
There was also the Sun Feast at the WTA that was held in Kolkata,
again,
in the indoor stadium.
Yes.
Game Tipsarevic.
Shame he missed that easy forehand. So Tipsarevic, very important hole. So mentally we know that he's there. Doesn't seem to be too affected by that first set loss. Okay, so let's not get ambitious. Forget ATP or WTA. What about challengers? Because, I mean, the world, beyond the top 100 or beyond the top 80, they all survive on challenger play and none in our part
I
of
tell
the
you,
country.
Charu, one good thing which has really made a lot of difference, the AITA has done a remarkable thing in having something like 34 futures tournaments in the country, which gives the chance to players to earn points. Now, all the young boys from Vishnu on down, Sanam and Vishnu and Divich and everyone else on the Indian Davis Cup team nowadays, they've all earned their points with futures in India. And the youngsters coming along today are the ones benefiting from this amazing number of futures in India, and I think which is just the best hunting ground for points, instead of finding their way to Europe and, you know, being so expensive and trying to play much tougher competition. So a couple of more challenges would help, though. Well played.
Wasn't an easy shot.
15 love.
Knelt down and ensured that he was in perfect position to play that difficult up the line backhand. He's got talent, this kid. I think he and his brother are currently wearing a top 100 t-shirt because that's a big enough thing, big deal for the Bedene twins. And I was kidding with them a little earlier. I met them saying, listen, you might have to change that t-shirt, get some new printed. Get ready for top 50.
15 all.
Tried a similar shot. Wasn't in such good position though. So yeah, what's holding the challengers back? I just want to know the reason why.
Economics.
There you go.
It
So
will be economics
finally,
because, you know, when someone has to put up $50,000 in prize money, probably costs another $100,000 to run it, and then you got to manage it and, you know, do all of that. Well played. Good deep forehand there from Bedene.
30-15.
Oh, that last shot by Bedene, catching the corner only just. And Tipsarevic was right there, so by not challenging it, he obviously admits it did cut the line, but it threw him off. The return was long.
Time violation warning, Mr. Bedene.
Please.
I would mishit the second serve towards his direction.
Second serve.
Oh dear, no call. Tipsarevic was looking for a call there.
Well, there's still the possibility that he might have been affected by that warning. It does play with your mind. Okay, so if it is economic, I mean, is India a country that's booming economically in all sorts of growth figures, so many new industries, so much more investment?
Yeah, absolutely.
So then, where's the disconnect?
Oh, there's a lot of disconnect. If you talk to the football guys, they'll tell you the same thing. Once 85% goes to cricket, you're going to have to work with all other sports within the next 15%.
I think you might have got that wrong, though.
Is it less
maybe
than
95?
95%. Something to that effect, but I certainly don't know the figures. But again, you start talking about challenger tournaments. What exactly does the promoter or the sponsor get for it? It's important to be able to address that issue. But I think there are enough cities in this country which would want to host challenger tournaments.
Bedene in a spot of bother.
Yes, he pulled it, trying to pull it shorter. And Janko Tipsarevic has now tasted first blood in the second set. He had some chances in the first, didn't quite convert. But the early part of the second was crucial to his comeback in this match. 2-love.
Well, good for the second seed, good for the crowd here. Like I said, he is a crowd favorite, but the crowd also loves the underdog and love a good battle, and they're getting all of that in this first semi-final. Brilliant. The second time he's made that in the last couple of games.
I'll take a look at this point again. The two-hander, middle of the court, but this time he steps into this nicely, flattens it up the line very nicely. Look at that. Flush on the line. Well done.
All right, so if you're saying that what does a promoter get for a challenger in India, there are, what, 50, 100 challengers around the world, what do they get?
Oh, so most of them are put up by the federation, who raise money from, for example, the British Federation gets a lot of money from Wimbledon. That's long.
40-15.
And reinvest it back into tennis in other smaller cities in the UK for futures as well as challenger events.
Well, that's not going to happen here.
It's tough because we don't have major events to be able to generate revenue on a regular basis for the federation, which can then reinvest into the sport. It has to come from sponsors and TV. Over the baseline.
40-30.
Well, the deuce court was open.
is a top 10 performance shot there. Beautifully struck. Surprised his opponent by coming in off the second serve. 3-love up in the second serve.
Time.
Three-love to Tipsarevic in the second set. Had an early break of serve, which was crucial to his comeback.
Well,
both players have got a warning, haven't they?
Yeah, and it did seem that post the warning they lost their concentration a bit. It certainly seemed to in the case of this young man. Went and lost a service game. It comes at a very awkward time, the warning, when you're about to bounce the ball up and toss it up for the serve, and somewhere now.
15-love.
And somewhere, of course, the answer lies in more generous corporate support, more empathetic corporate support to the world of sport, not just tennis, which somehow in India it doesn't seem to have taken off because everybody is looking for some kind of television rating, for heaven's sake.
Absolutely. Everyone wants his pound of flesh, otherwise it's not going to happen.
A little annoyed at missing that simple forehand, Bedene.
Next, the serve.
Love 3, 30 all, second set. Oh, just in, I think.
Tipsarevic is giving it a long look, but since the chair umpire was pretty well placed, no overrule.
He hasn't made too many calls in that area anyway. This one pushes this one up the line. Little delicate, just in.
Yeah,
off the line, I think.
Caught the
Yeah,
line.
there we go.
The brave change up. That drop shot by Bedene.
Good serve.
Game Bedene.
Well, again, Tipsarevic looks like he might want to challenge.
Tipsarevic leads 3-1.
He walked up to that mark and more than half thought of challenging it, but Bedene holds, and it's good to have a digit in front of his name in the second set. Well, he must tell himself that if I've been able to break Tipsarevic in the opening set. I can do it again. I can break back. And maybe the process can start in this Tipsarevic service game.
That was a lovely mix-up there from Bedene. So suddenly the Tipsarevic serve under the gun here, 3-1 up in the second, 2 minutes past the hour. Love 30.
Well, Bedene is certainly indicating that he is not intimidated by the second seed, nor his ranking of number 9. Taking the lead very often in changing the nature of a rally. He's come out on top more occasions than not.
Oh, he got away with it.
Quite remarkable to react to that net court and yet play with such soft hands.
Take a look at this again. He comes in very nicely. The point was over pretty much until this lead cord made it suddenly difficult right there. Great hands. Love 30 to 30 all. See those kinds of errors because he strikes the ball quite flat, not much roll on the backhand. Bedene. Point for 4-1. Oh no. So the error from the Bedene backhand gives Tipsarevic the hold. 4 games to 1, second set.
The F word doesn't suit, doesn't fit with you, Bianco.
No, but you have to, you know, there is no need to stress out too much. I mean, you need just to be fast. Yeah, of course not, but we have a way to, speed it up a little bit. Maybe not go to the far corner. And then you have the right to speed it up. If you have to once in a while, you have to have.
One game only, yeah? Or change? One game. Okay.
So 6-4 in the first set to Bedene, and Tipsarevic making a strong comeback early in the second. 4 games to 1 with the break of serve. So this is where he's been returning from. Bedene, first serve, and then second serve he's actually moved back, interestingly, And Tipsarevic is exactly the opposite. He's moved in to return the second serve. Bedene serving 1-4.
Lovely pin. Net. Second serve. What? 15.
So we'll work hard here. Try to stay close to Tipsarevic. Bedene.
You're a little lucky there. Tipsarevic had once again moved in and climbed all over that second serve.
Net. First serve.
Quite remarkable how things have changed, because most players in the ATP Tour are now baseliners. Conventional wisdom would have indicated that you move in for the second, but here the moving back for the second. Would you ever do that?
Well, yes, and I've been given a serious education by Prakash and Stephen about why players move way back to make the return. Well done.
Because the spin is negated.
Well, not just that, but you're giving the opponent a chance to think that I'm in here for a long rally. I'm here to really kind of stay with you the entire step of the way. I'm not taking any chances early stage of the point, and you're going to have to hit 14 winners to win the point. So it gives him a chance to think a lot more where to serve the second serve. Well done.
Another good hold. However, most of the top 10 players do move in. Federer moves in, Tipsarevic is moving in.
Rafa moves back.
He does. When he's fit.
You know, and often Djokovic moves back. Murray tends to move back. But I think, you know, they mix it up. I think it's important to mix it up, to move forward and back, depending on how the opponent's serve you've been handling.
Give it to him.
But because once you direct the ball from inside the court, the opponent has much more room to hit the next shot if you're not further behind the baseline, apparently. I don't know what it was back there, because I never played back there. Serving at 4-2 in the second set.
Love that.
Got the center service line. Incredible, isn't it? Tipsarevic took a little bit off that last forehand, looking for the angle.
15-30.
Bedene just moves forward nicely here and straightened this one out over the high part of the net.
One short return, and in came a wonderful winner flowing off the forehand of Bedene.
Slightly mistiming that return of serve that gave Tipsarevic a chance to knock it off.
Haven't seen much action at the net in the semi-final. Did I just say that?
Nicely played.
40-30.
By Tipsarevic. He's had a few delicate moments at the net and has handled them beautifully. This one, not an easy shot. Played with a deft touch. Well done. So a little bit of a hiccup in that game, but Tipsarevic comes through very nicely. And when we come back, it will be Bedene serving to stay in the second set.
Time.
Welcome back to the Aircel Chennai Open semi-final day here. 6:30 local time in Chennai, capital of the southern state of Tamil Nadu. Charu and I watching this enthralling match. Looks like it might go 3, hard to say just yet. An hour and 14 minutes into this match.
Well, you are right, of course, except that I can't see Tipsarevic, who's such a battler, let it go now. Into the corner.
Well, looked a bit long, but he didn't want to challenge it.
Yeah, what was he saving it up for?
It hit the line, but the long line.
No, I didn't see. What did I show?
Is he? Yeah.
Exactly.
But you should have challenged it, Tipsarevic. Good return.
Giving him a good look again. Yeah. He's under the gun. Feel the heat. And I don't mean the weather.
Big forehander in the rally by Tipsarevic. Finally making forehand error. Some part of Tipsarevic is obviously wondering whether he can close it out here so he can come back and serve in the third set.
Net. The serve.
Oh, no. He waited and he waited. Of course, it floated, fell on the line. Didn't quite bounce in the manner that Bedene might have expected. How expensive will that error prove to be? Quite expensive.
So a slightly wayward forehand there from Bedene, and suddenly Tipsarevic has a chance to win the set and start serving in the third. Set point. Surprise was there, but marginally off on the execution. So after an hour and 18 minutes of fine tennis, Tipsarevic is back in the match. It's 1-all.
What was that ball showing on the big screen? What ball was it? We saw the ball, the service ball. Yeah. So that serve that nobody called out, we saw on the screen a ball that was long. Was it the serve? Why did you show it? Was it out? Sorry? Why you show the ball out?
Welcome back. This match has taken on a new dimension with Tipsarevic making a strong comeback in the second set and winning it 6-2.
I wonder who the crowd is with, Vijay, because this man on screen now is a perennial favorite here because of not only his fantastic tennis but the way he conducts himself off court. But I'm sure quite a few would be in for the David in this match. Alias Bedene also has a nice personality, so I'm sure the underdog is being rooted by some.
Certainly. I think it's quite even. The crowd here is enjoying the good tennis. That's the most important thing, of course. Both players, or rather one of them, have gone for a restroom break. Bedene has taken a break, and it'll maybe arrest the momentum is what he's hoping. But that last game was a big one for Bedene to hold, and he didn't. He could have started the third. Well, what's he watching?
Or hearing, is it no?
Both.
In his
He's
own
watching
world.
something. Yes, he is. What a cute guy. Look at him.
Well, this is only the first semi-final. We've got the next, the men's singles, and of course the two double semi-finals as well. So it's a big day, long day. And thank you for tuning in to our coverage of the Aircel Chennai Open 2013, the first tournament of the year. As always, some of the best tennis players do swing by on their way to Australia. And we've always had the privilege of enjoying some terrific tennis, courtesy players such as this top tenor, Janko Tipsarevic, into the final last year. A narrow, heartbreaking loss to Wawrinka. But of course, he made up to an extent by winning the doubles with Leander Paes, which he was fairly generous on in terms of his comment. saying that I learn a lot by playing with Leander, especially improving my net play. And to an extent that's showing, because the few points he played at the net showed wonderful touch.
What are you talking about? They
Soft
show
hands.
the ball landing there.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the rule states that you can have 2 restroom breaks during the course of the match. I'm not sure if that's the same with the 3-set match, but I know that's the case in the Grand Slams.
There's a duration for that too. You can't exceed that. I suppose 5 minutes extra.
There's a notice in the locker room which says that players are requested not to shower at their breaks.
Time.
Oh, he's had some time to recover now. Alyaj Bedene. Let's see whether he can reorganize anything. Didn't do too much wrong. It's just a matter of a couple of points here, a couple of points there.
Tipsarevic to serve.
Must not get broken early in the set. That must be one of Bedene's decisions. Third set. Oh, what a lovely way to start. The second seed is on fire after making that strong comeback in the second set, taking it 6-2.
As the rally gets longer, Tipsarevic is getting stronger.
Quite the reverse in the first set, where Bedene didn't miss too much, not regulation shots at any rate, and Tipsarevic with more unforced errors. Things have changed just a bit.
So the slap at the forehand there from Tipsarevic going wide.
Yeah, look, just a touch casual.
Just rushed it a bit. 30 love to 30 all, opening game of the final set. Fine angle serve. Very sharp, the angle.
First game, final
and wide. That's a tough one unless you keep your left shoulder firmly down and in position to move along with the swing. That can very easily go in the alley, as we saw there. So this first semi-final going the distance. Alyaj Bedene of Slovenia, Janko Tipsarevic of Serbia, ranked 9 in the world. 1 love up in the final set. Momentum with this man. So Bedene realizes serving behind in the third set is not really useful, but there we are. Love 1, final set.
Love 15.
How is Bedene coping mentally with the semi-final? I think we'll get a pretty good indication in this opening service game. One error already.
Lap 30.
Wouldn't have missed that 100 times out of 100 in the opening set. Need some encouragement from the twin.
Lap 40.
Well, this is the danger and often the difference between a player who's solidly ranked in the top 100 and a player ranked in the top 10. All comes down when it comes down to the wire. But just faltering a bit here in the service game. Well played.
You want to challenge this call? You want to? Mr. Tipsarevic challenging the call.
Oh, he wants to challenge. I think it did clip the line. It was a brave play by Bedene.
Call stand.
Yeah, solidly on the
Call
line.
stand. 15-40. Mr. Tipsarevic has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, the thing is, Tipsarevic was right there, so he should have had a good look at where that ball landed. Still chose to challenge.
Oh, pity. Pushed that one long.
Tipsarevic leads 2 games to lap.
So Bedene, with that forehand error, drops his service game. And Janko Tipsarevic now 2-love up in the final set.
I'll just give that too much, and to an extent, of course, it's a tribute to the retrieving abilities of Janko Tipsarevic. His athleticism just forces the opponent to go for a little more than necessary. Clip the line.
15 love.
Straight up the line. That forehand winner.
Lap.
Unforced errors coming fast and furious here from Bedene.
Played a tough match against Stan Wawrinka yesterday in the quarterfinals. Bedene, maybe that took a bit out of him. Did play very well the opening set though. Was making just about every shot, and Tipsarevic was under pressure. But once Bedene was broken in the second set, he just seems to be a different player, a little down on his confidence, making many more unforced errors, sometimes of very easy balls where in the first set he just wouldn't make an error. That's what you want. Fiery cross-court forehand winner of the return. So just reminding us, Bedene, that he does have that ability. Sometimes it's all about confidence, sometimes about how much you have in the tank.
Mr. Bedene challenging the call on the left far sideline. Ball Scolin.
Here's the challenge from Bedene. Just about in.
Call stand. Game Tipsarevic.
Tipsarevic consolidates the break of serve.
3 games.
Repetition of the second set. 3-love up, final set.
Mr. Bedene, 2 challenges remaining. Sorry? Was it? Sometimes we all see differently, so maybe... Normally Oka is very accurate. No, sometimes with the light and things, view is different.
Soliers Bedene in trouble in this final set. Played a good first set. He was the aggressor, made a lot of balls there. And then, after losing the first service game of his in the second set, he started to falter a bit. The second break of serve to give Tipsarevic the second set 6-2 made a huge difference. And now Tipsarevic 3-love up in the final set.
Well, there's no point trying now to outslug Tipsarevic, and I just wonder if there's a change of strategy in the offing from the Bedene camp about going for broke a little earlier in every rally. A slight hit or miss situation because don't have much to lose right now. Love 3 down in the decider. Was that just long? I'm suggesting that we'll see more and more difficult shots attempted by Alyaj. Just going for broke.
Third lap.
Very good. Perhaps just to show Tipsarevic that I'm not going to back off. I'm not going to be intimidated.
Third, 40, 15. Sorry?
He didn't think the serve was in.
Exactly. So that's the indication, but you got to go by the call.
Absolutely. Challenge, absolutely could. Got the line, of course. The umpire himself hasn't made too many overrules in this match.
Well, he's certainly giving a serve a little extra, and though it helped a bit earlier on, the double will hinder.
Next, the serve.
Tipsarevic is hanging in on every game of Bedene. 40 love to deuce on his service.
Advantage, Bedene.
Alyaj might have thought he had that point earlier on, but Tipsarevic showing incredible retrieving abilities, extended it eventually with the unforced error. Good chance now for Bedene to redeem himself. Well, the footwork was lacking, didn't get the time, such was the quality of return. It was nice and deep by Tipsarevic.
Snapped that forehand cross court pretty good there. Yeah, good Tipsarevic. And suddenly it's a break point for a second break of serve. His wonderful forehand winner
Was in the slot, and Tipsarevic held nothing back. Quite brilliant. What a brave shot to go for. Wasn't in perfect position, but somehow got his body away and squeezed out that forehand up the line. Incredible shot to play. Break point.
Advantage, Bedene.
So now a chance to hold. Tipsarevic just isn't letting go. He knows that this is the match-winning game here. Should he get to second break of serve? Just the insurance break, as we call it.
I must confess, it does look like physically Alyaj Bedene is not at his best anymore. I don't mean just the normal fatigue of play. Good pressure.
Advantage.
The young Slovenian. His footwork is what I was referring to, Vijay. So clever and so quick in that opening set, and gradually it suffered a bit. While Tipsarevic still seems 100%, still running around at the same speed.
Very dogged performer, isn't he, Tipsarevic? Just doesn't go away. Back to deuce. Well over 7 minutes this game. Nice service.
Bedene.
He's not going away either, which is good to see. 193 down the middle.
Well done. After a very long service game, Bedene holds on. Look at that, 8 minutes and 42 seconds this service game of Bedene.
Had an amusing moment in that final rally where it seemed that Tipsarevic was quite prepared to let the point go, thinking he might sail wide. And then, of course, it dropped in, so the point continued. Tipsarevic was, well, let's say he took a couple of steps towards the bench and suddenly found himself back on court for the return.
Net. The serve. Both.
Does hit the ball hard, Bedene. Forced the error there.
Out. 15 off.
What a magnificent tennis there from the world's number 9. Nicely held serve. An hour and 47 minutes. 4-1 final set. Welcome back. The first semi-final of the Aircel Chennai Open 2013. Well into the second hour, of course, of this match. And you're watching live coverage of Bedene of Slovenia and Tipsarevic of Serbia. 4-1 up, final set. Janko Tipsarevic. This is where Tipsarevic has been serving. The aces of the ones in the red that have been fairly even. The first serves rather, the ones in the yellow, more to the backhand. was Piperno. Enrico Piperno still doing his texting, irrespective of what time of day or night it is. Tipsarevic does a good job in forcing the error from the opponent on a regular basis. He didn't necessarily hit the clean winner, but constantly forces the error.
Yeah, and what doesn't help, or what's not helping Bedene, is the fact that he's about a half step slower. A little slow to reach that forehand, and hooked it well wide on the cross court.
15-30.
They have played each other before in October in Vienna. And the quarterfinal, matter of fact, the only tour quarterfinal that Bedene made last year. And Bedene lost the first 6-2, and then in the second had to retire because of a left leg injury when he was down 2-4.
He held it well, with one eye on his opponent, Tipsarevic.
Of course, the anticipation earlier on when Bedene had an opportunity to close it out, Tipsarevic was right there, and then of course Bedene was always going to be second best here.
So here we go, 2 break points for 2 breaks of serve to serve for the match.
Bedene would be kicking himself for not going inside out on that forehand when he was close to the net. Had the opportunity. Well played. Showed a lot of grit, a lot of character. This time he did get to that forehand in time to send it cross court. And Tipsarevic was on the stretch thereafter. That's the point I'm talking about.
I love the way the top players slide on a hard court, which is so hard to do. But still break point.
Second serve.
Oh dear. That means he's the second serve now. Well, don't take too long, he might call a double. Brave second serve.
Certainly a frustrated gesture. Went for a quicker one, 178 down the middle, second serve.
Well, not quite sure about the shot selection there, but the execution was more than perfect.
Came out of nowhere.
No, don't try that at home. Well done, Bedene. Marvelous effort to hold serve from 15-40. But still Tipsarevic to break his serve, 4-2.
There's certainly a lot of special effort in that game by Bedene. Somehow finding second win late in this decider. Began running better. Of course, played some very brave shots. Made just about everything. And also withstood that first serve time penalty.
Got to give it to him. He's really working hard and staying tough in the closing stages of this match. The match is coming up to 2 hours, 5 minutes short. A good serve, set him up for the winner. Got away with it. Wonderful point there from both players. But it truly was a remarkable pass, even though it clipped the net. This one, he comes in well here, Tipsarevic. Slides this one cross court, but look at this. It was the right shot, it got beaten by the net. 30 all. So that's 2 lead cords in a row. But he'll take it. Wonderful. What a time to get the 2 lead cords.
Well, hasn't that got the crowd going here? Centre court of the Aircel Chennai Open, Nungambakkam Tennis Centre. There's no question that, as the twin approves, Bedene has found second win here late in the decider. Running a lot better, looking stronger. And a case of perhaps, however temporarily, fortune favouring the brave.
Oh dear. Got perhaps marginally cautious there.
Yeah, Vijay, I'll have to say that that could be the most expensive error in the whole match. Who alone knows, time will tell. But he had such a good look, such an opportunity to break back.
Just in. Well played. He gave him the fake on the drop shot and then pushes it deep. I think he might have broken a string but got away with it. So a second chance to break the Tipsarevic serve.
Well, the second seed's pretty distraught. A couple of screams to get the frustration away and out.
Thank you.
Crowd's really getting into this match now. Bedene again with a golden opportunity.
Oh dear. Shot selection there. Wonderful rallies in the closing stages of this match.
Bedene got that horribly wrong in the end. Bruising rally.
Back to deuce. Fine service.
Tipsarevic.
Point now for 5-2. Just in that service. Well, that's a grand shame there. Just mistiming that smash. Happens to everyone. 5 games to 2, final set.
Time.
Welcome back to the Aircel Chennai Open 2013, the first of the semi-finals underway here at the Nungambakkam Tennis Stadium. And the match has taken some high quality proportions here towards the closing stages of the match.
Thank you.
This man had a chance to break back twice, but now serving to stay in the match. Tipsarevic taking a couple more chances here with the pace of the ground stroke. Served a few more double faults in the second and third sets that we had not seen in the first. Bedene. Two points away from victory, this man. Good serve and a forceful backhand cross court. Oh, pity. He was on it. Wonderful point here from both players, scrambling from alley to alley. And just when it looked like Bedene might be able to get the backhand winner, then came the error. So after 2 hours and 4 minutes, Tipsarevic has 2 match points. And there it is.
221. 4-6, 6-2.
Janko Tipsarevic in 2 hours and 5 minutes is through to his second consecutive Chennai Open final. 4-6, 6-2, 6-2. The winner, the number 9 ranked player in the world, the number 2 seed here at the Aircel Chennai Open. And the Serbian flag flying high here in Chennai as Janko Tipsarevic comes through in 3 sets. Second and third sets, the closeness of it is not quite indicated by the score. But you can see his brother now coming on to talk to him. Here, the twins. There they are, the two of them. Certainly played a wonderful first set. But Bedene should be very, very pleased and proud of his performance today as he waves to the crowd goodbye in Chennai. But it's this man who is through to the final. So here are the stats from this match. First serve percentage is 62 for Tipsarevic, 56 for Bedene, not quite very high there. 9 and 8 on the aces. Double faults, 5 of them from Bedene. Seemed like they all came in the final set. 28 and 26 winners for the two of them. Unforced errors, 33 for Tipsarevic, 39 for Bedene. Let's go on to Chauru Sharma. He's with the winner.
Thank you, Vijay. Ladies and gentlemen, what a fabulous effort. Our second seed is through to the final. Janko, such hard work today.
Yeah, I said yesterday on my press conference that I'm expecting a very, very tough match. I played Bedene in Vienna last year, and he was injured, so he wasn't able to finish the match, but I saw that he's striking the ball really well. The fact that he beat Robin Haase and Stan Wawrinka, who are top world players for a number of years, shows that, I mean, this kid can play. So he's one of the potential dangers in the upcoming season.
High praise. I think he earned a lot of fans today, Aljaž Bedene. What were your thoughts after losing the first set?
I think I started pretty okay, but I didn't use my chances in the middle of the second set. Instead of staying closer to the line, I went 2 meters back, and I just used that really well, stepping it and making me run left and right with the forehand. But I knew I was playing good. I just was thinking to try and stay closer to the baseline, and as I did, I started playing better.
He had his chances in the final set, and if you were in the position that he unfortunately was, missing that overhead, such a critical moment, would you have nightmares about it for a while?
Yeah, honestly, it wouldn't be easy, but I mean, remember, last year I lost 7-6, 6-7, 7-6 in the final, and I ended up having a great season. So I think he's going to recover, and hopefully we're going to see him in the top 50 very soon.
Janko, thank you so much for giving us such quality tennis, and good luck for the final.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Janko Tipsarevic, our second seed through to the final, but we have another special for you. In fact, we have a winner of the Aircel Chennai Open Super Fan Contest, and can I ask the young lady to be with us? She's come all the way from Mumbai to join us. We'd like to show you on television the Chennai Open's biggest fan, and I believe you wrote down something really nice. A handshake with the finalist. For the moment, you never know, maybe even, of course, the winner. So, Priya, can you turn around, face the camera, yeah? And tell us, what did you write?
Sorry.
What did you write as your contest slogan winner?
I am a big time Somdev Devarman fan. So I got a chance to tell every fan out there why I'm a Somdev fan. I would want everyone of you all to watch the video and tell me if you all like it. Aircel Chennai Open, thumbs up.
Well, what do you know? You're here with your sister. Are you enjoying the action?
That's right. My sister's right there, Neha. I mean, I couldn't tell. This is the time of my life. I have an exam tomorrow and I'm still here cheering for all my players.
All right. Well, Priya, wonderful to have you all the way from Mumbai. Good luck for the exam tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Priya, winner of our contest, and back to the commentary box.
Well, he's got a good hit off that cricket bat, let me tell you. He watches the ball very well. You know, obviously, with or without his goggles, he's still pretty solid. That's not an easy thing to do off that cricket bat if you haven't been used to it. He's doing a good job here. Goes well into the stands. Yanko Tipsarevic coming through in 2 hours and 5 minutes this match.